I did 25 hours of community service and 1 year of
probation.
Yeah.
For not actually possessing any marijuana.
Correct.
And then you got detained for that possession.
Correct.
Where you hadn't possessed any marijuana.
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't have any marijuana on me, but I had a grinder on me. And one of my taillights was busted on my car, so, you know, sheriff pulled me over and they were like, do you have any weapons, drugs, anything like that on you? And I told them, well, yeah, I got a grinder on me. You know, I didn't lie to them, I told them what I had. They opened it up, they didn't find anything, but they found, you know, the little residue around the rim. And they're like, well, we're giving you a possession. They had me waiting for about almost 3 or 4 hours before they actually got to me and actually told me what the situation was. They told me that they were gonna take away my green card and they took away my passport, telling me that they were gonna investigate me for previous charge that I had. The second time that I came around, then they told me that it was for a possession that I had. One of the Homeland Securities told me to prepare myself, you know, that I was gonna be detained the next time I came around.
Immigration detention is the practice of holding immigrants while they await a determination of their immigration status, or they may also potentially be waiting deportation. Detention and deportation can tear apart families and destabilize our economy. Since 2009, Congress has mandated the Department of Homeland Security's Immigration and Customs Enforcement keep at least 34,000 detention beds operational. The current administration has been pushing for an expansion of funding to increase the number of beds required by the detention bed quota.
But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before.
In detention, immigrants are subject to very harsh conditions, including inadequate medical care, and they also don't have access to counsel. Only 37% of all immigrants and a mere 14% of detained immigrants secure representation. After meeting ADAR, CAIR Coalition's staff realized he might be able to keep his green card and avoid being deported, and we were able to match him with a pro bono attorney who assisted him in his application for cancellation of removal, a remedy available to green card holders with very limited criminal history.
First time I met with the judge, it was through a video. It was quick. I mean, no information was given. All they did was read my name, what I was detained for, and they're like, well, here's the next date. We'll see you then. And it wasn't like, oh, it's gonna be next week, or, you know, it was like, okay, we'll see you in 3 months. So in total, it was 6 months that I was there. But every single time I went in, it was real quick. You got a lawyer? Yes, no? Okay, well, here's your next date. There was a guy there, he was there for 3 years. Also, being in the actual detention center, I suffer from chronic gout. I actually got one of those attacks while I was in the detention center. Literally, I couldn't get off of bed. It took them almost a day and a half for them to actually come and finally wheel me into the nursery. And even then, when the doctor was checking me, he was like, oh, did you go outside and hurt yourself? I was like, no, I suffered from this. He was like, oh, okay. That sounds like a very good story. So basically, they treated me like a liar, you know? It's crazy how they treat you like a hardcore criminal in there, you know? There was a detainee on the other side, and basically everybody that was on the other side was calling the CO like, hey, this guy's having an attack. And the CO just ignored it. It wasn't until the guy was on the floor basically choking on his own spit that he actually was like, oh, code red, and all these COs start rushing in. I mean, you literally gotta be to the point of almost dying or you know, some really bad situation that they actually finally try to give you a hand.
Since 2003, over 180 people have died in immigration detention. When an individual is detained, their entire family feels the consequences. In Adar's case, he missed the birth of his first child while he was in detention for 6 months. And that's an experience that he's never going to be able to get back.
I cried the whole time we were at the airport, and I cried the whole time on the way home from the airport, and I probably cried the whole 6 months off and on that he was there, because I never thought that I would do the whole parenting thing by myself, so that was already new for me, and I never thought I'd have to go into the NICU and see Tommy and make all those medical decisions without ADAR being there. Donald Trump, from what I feel like, is super against a lot of immigrants, and it kind of makes me sad a lot because not all immigrants are bad people or bad for this country. I know we got into a situation I never thought would happen, so I fear maybe something like that could happen again.
You want a safe life for you and your family.
Yeah, of course, you know, I mean, it's definitely not a safe place out there right now, at least right now.